start off, we're gonna make a tart pastry dough. That's gonna go in the refrigerator for about an hour, and then we'll roll it out into the tart shape, line our shell, and then we'll continue making the chocolate lined strawberry pie. So we'll go through all the details of that. First, we have our mise en place ready. We have 2 egg yolks. We have a tablespoon of water chilling in the refrigerator. Then we're gonna do a 1/4 cup of sugar, 1 1/4 cups of flour. And then we're doing this part dairy-free and using a soy-free Earth Balance product. So let's get started. Chef Asher is going to help us do the sugar first, 1/4 cup. Yeah. Chef, here, I need your hand for a second. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. All right, Chef, and then press right in there. Great job, Chef Asher.
Now give me a half of the flour.
All right.
The flour.
Yeah. So now we're going to do 5 quarter cups of the flour. So, Chef Asher may have a little challenge with this. Let's use this hand to be easier for you, buddy. Okay, he'll help you out. Yeah, you go ahead. You lead the way. I don't know if Chef Asher can do this one. It's a little low in the bowl. Yeah.
What does it taste like?
Probably not very good because of the flour. It's not gonna.
I would like to taste.
The sugar, we can get you some sugar to eat. Keep doing the flour, please, Chef.
That's sour.
Now make it flat, please.
Oh, so Daddy.
Make it flat, please.
Daddy, that should be number 2.
That's number 2.
Okay. No,
Three more.
Daddy, except I do one big one. That's how it's at the end.
Chef Sammy likes to make up his own measurements
This
sometimes.
seems a big one.
So he calls that 2/4 cups. Go ahead, and then I'll do the last one.
Okay,
That'd be
one
perfect.
more.
Thank you. I'll do one nice flat one. He takes sugar just to make sure it's sweet enough in case you didn't know. Oh, Chef. Oh, sorry, sweetie. Everyone wants to see your cute face. Okay. So now be careful. I'm going to cut.
Some butter.
I'm going to cut our fake butter away from the frying hands of Asher because it does require a large knife. Right over here. We'll just cut it up a little smaller because what we're going to do now is we're going to mix the butter substitute in with the flour sugar mixture until it's the size of peas.
Help with the water.
You can help with the water, yeah, of course.
Yeah, just like the other time.
Yeah, that sounds great. Now I must tell you, the butter substitute tends to melt a little bit quicker than butter.
Now what do we do?
So now, wearing gloves, I'm going to mix the butter substitute in with the flour sugar.
I can do that.
You want to try? You want to get some gloves?
Yes. Now.
It's gonna make your hands really gross and fit like.
Okay.
Better do it with gloves.
Yeah.
I'll have you do it with the fork for the eggs into this
I would
mixture.
like some gloves for that.
Okay, I'll get you some gloves.
Because remember that time I did it.
Okay. I think you did a dock gloves last time though, Chef.
Yeah.
But you can if you want to, I don't mind.
I would like to have those.
Okay, they're big gloves, but I'll get you some gloves.
Yeah. Your hands are really messy.
Yeah.
So that's a really messy. And I have some those.
Yes. It's okay, Chef. Alright, Chef. Here you go. And the gloves. Perfect size for Chef Sammy here. They fit just right. Go ahead. You're good. It's okay. It's just about keeping your hands from getting messy. They don't have to go into the fingers. It'll be okay. You want to use one hand, I'll do one hand.
Yeah.
And just mix it up really good.
I can use it with my other hand too.
Okay. So once you get the mixture to look almost like cornmeal, like nice fine bits of butter or butter substitute in with the flour sugar, we're gonna beat the egg yolks a little bit with a fork and add some cold water and then pour that into this mix, and that's going to help it bind together. The egg yolks are going to help it bind together,
It's all done, Daddy.
providing some fat as well.
It's all done. I think it's going to be all done after I do it the full thing. The egg too, Daddy.
Yeah, see, it's pretty consistently
No,
fine. Hold on, we're going to mix that with the fork, and then we're going to add the cold water. We'll have Chef Asher help with this part as well.
Daddy, when you put that cold water out.
Yes.
I mean that chilled water.
That's exactly. Chef Asher, here. Can you pour this for me?
Daddy, have a me and
Pour
apple.
it. Okay, go ahead. Pour it into the cup. Perfect. Good job, guys. And you want Asher to help you stir too? You don't want him to touch the raw egg though, because he'll put his hand in his mouth a lot. Yeah, but this is a teamwork. Come on ahead.
No.
Oh, Chef Asher. That was silly, Chef. Okay. Let's pour this in here. Now mix the egg yolk and water.
Now take the egg pin off. Wow, Dad, why do you mix it with the butter mixer? And what would it take?
Because this helps it bind together. Without the egg yolk, it's not going to bind together.
Did we do it in the other top tasty video too?
Yeah, probably. Good job, Chef. Yeah, mix it as much as you can with the fork. And then it's going to require the gloves again as well to really get it to bind together as a dough.
Should you mix it with your hand?
Yeah, you can mix it with your hand. Well, I still have a glove.
How do you mix it with your hand?
Good job, Chef.
How do you mix it with your hand?
I'll show you soon. Here, I'd rather wear gloves because it's kind of gross. So we're going to put this all together just until...
Can I do it, Daddy?
Sure. You want to kind of mix it into a nice ball of dough.
Ball.
You don't want to over knead it because that's just going to crack when you go to bake the dough. So just
Big ball.
push together just enough. We have a nice ball of dough. Put down here, sweetie. We'll mix it all together. And then because it's so soft from having worked it right now, you want to put it in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes to an hour until it gets a little bit harder and you can roll it without it sticking to your rolling pin. So continue watching to see as we roll out the dough, bake it, and then make the strawberry lime pie part. Thank you. Now we continue to roll out the dough. It did get a little softer than we'd like because the butter substitute doesn't hold as much of the chill as the butter does.
Because we use the earth balance.
Because we use earth balance. Go ahead and roll, Sammy. So it doesn't keep it together as much. So we may end up pushing the dough down into the sides of the shell. Turn it a little bit, sweetie.
Okay.
We're going to turn the dough.
All the way.
Try and keep it in a round.
Let me tell you, make it round. That's like the pita was round.
Just like the pita was round. We made pita bread for dinner. Well, pita pizzas, actually. Yeah, so if it gets too soft, you'll see it starts to stick to your rolling pin. And when this happens,
Yeah, that's like the pita pizza.
the challenge is, I will show you, we're just going to pick up the dough by pieces
Mommy.
and press it into the bottom of the tart pan. Ready, Sammy? I'm going to do it like we did the other one. Pick up a
Okay,
chunk.
and then what? Oh, we don't put it in the oven.
Then we're going to put it in the oven
Okay.
at 400 degrees for 10 minutes. And
Oh,
you want to
yeah.
have parchment paper with beans on top so that the dough doesn't rise.
But that it don't be tablet time.
And then it's going to be tablet time.
Yeah, so we can wait till after time.
And then you're going to lower the temperature to 350 for another 10 minutes. See, when you have issues with dough not rolling out properly because of whatever ingredients or it gets too warm, the trick is to just push it into the bottom of your pan.
And you know why we needed top pasty? Yeah, because we need to put something, we need something to put that strawberries and toss it in.
That's right. Thank you for watching. Check back when it is baked and you will see we'll have
We are
the
doing it
chocolate
after.
filling made.
We are doing it after time.
Welcome back. So now we are making the chocolate filling for the chocolate lime strawberry pie. So in this bowl, over simmering water, we are melting a tablespoon of butter and 2 ounces of chocolate chips.
Right now.
That it is.
Only water.
Once this is melted, we'll take it off the stove and we're gonna boil. This is heavy whipping cream, 2 ounces, along with 1 teaspoon of corn syrup. And then we're gonna boil that and then cook it for 2 more minutes. And then we're gonna pour the cream and corn syrup into the chocolate butter mix slowly. You don't wanna make the chocolate seize by adding too much heat all at once. And then we're gonna put that to the side, let it cool down to room temperature. And then they'll pour that into the tart shell to line it to keep it from breaking when we add the fruit.
Yes! 8 cups medium strawberries.
We're going to use 8 cups of medium strawberries.
Yeah, 8 cups medium strawberries.
So what we're going to do is put half of the strawberries into a food processor along with water, and then blend it into a puree. Add a little bit more water to get up to a cup and a half total liquid.
Why are we doing that, Daddy?
We're doing that to give more body to the base of the fruit tart.
Daddy, we did that, Daddy, without any stems on it.
Let's see. So you want to stir some more? Asher? You can stir more.
May I be fair?
Yeah. Let's give it. Sammy, over here a little bit. Okay. Asher wants to stir a little more. I'll get you over here too, Sammy. How about this? Sammy, you stir once it's off of the heat. I'll take it off the heat over there. So Asher wants to stir this.
Daddy, what are we using to stir on corn sauce?
That will be part of thickening the puree that we're going to put in the base of the tart. So now once it's almost all the butter is melted, we're going to take it off the heat and then we'll go ahead and heat up the cream and corn syrup. 1 second. You can hold that, Asher. Thank you.
Why do you put that on?
So this is where we're doing this combined whipping cream and corn syrup. Careful. We're going to bring it to a gentle boil, reduce the heat, hold it just closely, and I'm going to bring the pot over.
Where did it take that? Daddy.
I'm going to put it right here.
Does it taste really yummy?
Well, it's going to be very hot, so it's going to be.
What would it taste like?
It will probably taste like chocolate and butter mix. Go ahead and stir it, please. So now Chef Sammy is going to stir the chocolate and butter until the butter is completely melted. We took it off the heat just so it wouldn't burn, because it's not a lot of chocolate. It's just enough.
It smells like chocolate icing, Daddy.
Well, chocolate and butter is the basis to chocolate icing, so it makes sense.
Oh, so chocolate. Oh,
So now here's the butter. I'm sorry, the cream
Daddy,
and the corn syrup.
Do you know something? Why does it say some butter?
Well, you gotta stir it so it melts, because the heat from the chocolate should melt it.
Oh yeah.
Because it's just on the stove. No, the water's done, so I turn it off. And we're done with that. And now this is the cream and the corn syrup, so we're gonna bring it to a gentle boil. We're gonna reduce the heat and cook it for 2 minutes. And once that happens, we're gonna add it to the chocolate butter mixture, which will make it a little bit more liquidy and able to spread in the bottom of the tart shell. So now we're gonna gradually pour the heavy cream and corn syrup mixture into the chocolate and butter mixture while Sammy stirs. Start stirring.
What is it, Daddy?
So you're stirring it, so it's not going to seize up. And it's going to make it more liquidy, so it's spreadable.
It's not.
Good job. All right. Well, slow down. We won't splash it.
Right,
A little bit more. Wait, no, hold it. A little bit more. You just don't want to put it all on at once, because then it's too much. A little bit at a time. Stir a little bit more. I'll hold the bowl. Good. A little more. No, mix it more, please.
After 10 now.
Oh, okay. Asher, you want to stir more, sweetie?
Then we don't do that to tart right now, mixer.
The food processor will do it in just a minute. And that's how you set up the strawberry puree for the base of the pie as
we
well.
don't need one top of them, but we need 7 whole tops, nothing. We need 7 whole tops in it without being food processed. Okay. Okay, 1 cup strawberries and the water. Then the water we don't pour them.
No, that's different water, sweetie. That's water that we used to make the double boiler. So what you do is you don't want to heat chocolate over direct heat. So you use indirect heat by having a pot with the...
boil.
Well, that means the double boiler is so you don't burn your chocolate, so it doesn't get too hot. You use indirect heat. And that's by putting a heat-proof bowl, like a metal bowl, over simmering water.
Oh, so we just need to put that on top. We don't need that water.
Exactly. That water was just simmering to melt the chocolate and the butter. Sorry, Ashley, you want to stir more, sweetie? I know, I'm sorry. You can stir more. Go ahead, stir more. You can stir more if you want.
Oh, after has some harbor, Mommy.
Good job, Ashley.
Mommy, now what are we going to do? Dad, what are we going to do now?
Well, now we are going to let this chocolate mixture cool to room temperature. And then we're going to spread it in the base of the tart shell.
So right now
and then while it's cooling in the tart shell, we're going to make the strawberry puree. And then we'll cut the other strawberries.
Daddy,
so then we can put it into the shell.
Daddy, right now, you said we were going to do that.
We'll use the food processor, yeah.
And the water. Mommy, are you going to do that part?
Pour the cooled chocolate mixture into the base of the tart shell. We're going to leave some of it without chocolate for my dairy-free wife, so she can enjoy it, considering the amount of butter and heavy cream in the chocolate mixture.
Yeah, except the earth-bound butter we use for the tart shell.
Yeah, except for the earth-bound butter we use for the tart shell.
Yeah, for Mom.
Yeah, that's for Mom.
Mommy. So, Daddy, wherever we do not put tart where Mommy's having it.
That's right. We're going to leave her a nice little chunk right there.
That's right there.
That's a perfect size.
Yeah, but if he don't have strawberries.
Yeah, because the strawberries are totally fine.
Mommy, can you please have strawberries? Can you have strawberries?
Would you like to spread any, Sammy? Or are you good? You just want to do the next portion. Go ahead. But leave space for Mommy without the chocolate. Leave that space right there. Alright.
We are all done.
So now that should set.
Daddy, do not have a tart pot.
Me too. So the next step is going to be making the strawberry puree, which we're going to use. We're going to thicken it with cornstarch and sugar. We're going to reduce that with the strawberries and the water, which will puree in a food processor. You'll see in just a moment. So now we're going to get ready for our puree. We have strawberries in the food processor. We're going to add water. Now we're going to put 2/3 of a cup of sugar into this pan. Go ahead. 2/3, 2 of those. That's one. One more, please. Big one, perfect. Sammy, try and keep it in the pan, thank you. Alright. Okay, and then 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. You want to do it?
Yeah. Then I put the orange fruit tart.
Just like for the orange glazed fruit tart. A lot of times when you're making fruit tart, to keep the fruit from getting all wilted, you create a glaze, and that's what we're doing here.
There.
Just a tiny bit more, so it's a very thick. No, we don't want to go crazy heavy on the starch because it's not going to taste as good. So make this one a little bit lighter, perfect. When you're baking with Chef Sammy, you got to consider that not everything's an exact measurement. All right, come on over to the food processor. So we're going to go to the food processor here. We have our 1 cup of strawberries by weight. I'll take care of that. I'll take care of that 1 second. So we're going to pour the water into the food processor. And then we're going to turn it on. So just put it on. Yep.
Tell me what to stop, Daddy.
We'll stop when it's puree all the way.
I think it's pea made.
Give it a minute. It's not there yet. It has to be smooth.
Wow, that is all dewy from the water.
Give it a little bit longer.
Now what are we doing? Like now we pour
It needs a little bit more time, sweetie.
And
I
then
think
you
we need a
would
little more time.
Is it good, Dad? Is it
Let's check it
Dad?
out. So you want it to be completely liquidy?
That just
Nope, there's still chunks of strawberry.
how much strawberry?
I see a chunk in there, so you want to leave it on there until you have complete puree. Then we're going to measure out the amount of liquid. We want there to be 1.5 cups of liquid. I would just give it a little longer just in case because we're making a glaze here. Or puree, I mean. So that'd be, we'll count to 10.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, so now we're going to measure this in a measuring cup.
Mommy, and why do we have this? A water tunnel maybe.
And we're looking for 1.5 cups of liquid, which we'll add to the sugar and cornstarch
What
mixture.
is a half of a cup?
So this is, there's a cup.
1 cup.
And we'll add water to top off the rest to make it 1.5 cups. Let's add a little bit more liquid.
That's very dewy.
Yeah, now we're gonna cook this on the stove top on medium heat until it's thick and bubbly. So now the puree mixed with the sugar and cornstarch is starting to bubble and get thicker. So we're gonna cook it for about 2 more minutes. And that's gonna create the glaze that we use to preserve the strawberries, which go on the base and the top of our chocolate lime strawberry pie. So we cook it for about 2 minutes after it starts to boil, and then we'll let it sit. So you don't want to put boiling hot liquid over your fresh fruit or it's going to ruin it. We'll continue watching for the next step in the process, which will be spooning the cooled glaze over top of the fresh strawberries. And then we'll put that in the refrigerator for an hour or 2 to chill, and that will be our finished product. The next step in the process is we're gonna put a layer of strawberries at the base of the chocolate lime strawberry pie.
Yeah, it is yum.
They recommend medium strawberries. The ones we got weren't so medium, but they're delicious either way. They are quite big.
This is I doing to eat.
Because you can't control nature, it grows at the rate it wants to grow.
Big one.
You want to eat it, Sammy? Go ahead. We're gonna need more just to fill the base of this pie.
Yeah, we need
Yeah,
more.
we got. Wow. It's a lot of strawberries.
Do we need all of
I
those?
think we do need all of these to make it work.
Oh, and do we
And we
need
still
even
might not
more?
have enough.
Yeah. So do we have even more medium?
No, we didn't get medium strawberries. We ended up getting large strawberries. And that's what the problem is here. I'll cut the rest of these strawberries as Sammy continues to eat more of them. And then we're going to spoon the glaze that we made over top of the strawberries. Sammy, how about this? Can you start spooning glaze over the strawberries for me?
I'm spooning it all.
Pull this a little closer to you. Or pull this closer.
I'm doing
Good job. So after you coat all your strawberries in glaze, you set it in the refrigerator for about 1 to 2 hours, just so that the glaze can stay on top of the strawberries and make a nice little form. So when you go to cut into it, it's not going to be super liquidy. It's going to have more body to it. That's what the cornstarch does with the glaze.
So Daddy, don't be 7:38 by then.
It's going to be 7:38 by then.
And what I be tucked in by then.
That's the plan. You'll be tucked in by then, Chef Sammy. Thank you for watching Chef Daddy and the Baker Boys Cookbook Chronicles Chocolate Lime Strawberry Pie episode. Don't forget to subscribe, Chef Daddy and the Baker Boys. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Thank you.
Mommy,